Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel, and in today's video we are going to go over portfolio websites, and we'll even build one from scratch. We'll go over some features of portfolio websites, what they are, and we'll build a portfolio website using Wix. So without further ado, let's get started. So a portfolio website is basically just a website that showcases your work and skills. It's a great way to market yourself to potential employers or clients, and it can also be used to build your personal brand. Portfolio websites are typically used by creative professionals like designers, developers, photographers, and writers, but anyone can create a portfolio website to highlight their skills and experiences. Portfolio websites can help showcase your best work, highlight your most impressive projects and awards. It can potentially attract employers and clients because you can easily share your work and contact information with anyone who might be interested. And it's a good way to build your personal brand and become more visible in the industry, especially if you are regularly updating your portfolio with new work and blog posts. If you're thinking about creating a portfolio website, there are a few things you should keep in mind. You want to choose the right platform. There are many different platforms that you can use to create a portfolio website. Some options include Wix, Squarespace, and WordPress. Choose a platform that's easy to use and offers the features that you need. You want to select your best work, so only include your best work on your portfolio website. Choose projects that represent your skills and experience in the best possible light, and write clear and concise copy as well. So some features of a portfolio website include a homepage. The homepage should give visitors a quick overview of who you are and what you do. It should also include links to your most important pages, like your actual portfolio page and your contact page. The About page should tell visitors more about your work and your experience and should highlight your skills and abilities. And the portfolio page is the most important page on your website, and it should showcase your best work in a clear and concise way. The contact page is also important, and you should make it easy for visitors to get in touch with you. Include your email address, phone number, and social media links. Other features that you may want to include on your portfolio website include a services page to offer your services, a blog page to share your knowledge and expertise with potential clients, and testimonials as well from previous clients can help build trust and credibility with potential clients. And if you've won any awards or recognition, you can list them on your portfolio website as well. So let's get started with building our portfolio website on Wix. Wix is a very user-friendly website building platform that has a lot of built-in features to kind of give users the freedom to design professional websites easily and that look great on any device. It's built for people who aren't professional developers or don't have a lot of coding experience, as everything is already coded for you. You just need to select which design, which layout you like, and then add in your own content. So first things first, you want to go to the Wix sign up page and just type in your email. Type your email in twice, password, and then just click sign up to start your account. To create a Wix account is completely free, so at this point you don't need any payment or anything. And then once you're logged in, you'll see your dashboard, and any sites that you might have created beforehand will show up here. But if this is your first time building a site, then this will probably be blank. To get started creating a site, all you want to do is click create new site, and what's going to happen then, it'll take you step by step into deciding, okay, what kind of site do you want to build, what features you want to add, and things like that. So what kind of website are you creating? You can choose between things like online store, portfolio. If it's an event booking website, you can also choose that. So there's event management, event planner, things like that. So you would just type in what your business type is and just select which one is closest. The purpose of this is just to kind of see what kind of features you might already want, and then whenever they populate your site, they'll use sort of placeholder content, so they'll use images relating to what kind of website you're creating. And then you want to select the name of your website, whatever that is. And now there's going to talk about the types of features that you want to add. So they've got an event platform. So the event platform will let you sort of create events, sell tickets, track whoever's booked to go to an event, things like that. So that's included based on the website that we chose. You have the option then of a chat function. So when someone logs onto your website, they have the option of opening sort of like a chat bubble. If there's any questions, then anyone online on the back end of the site can answer that. Then in terms of other features you can add things like an online store. You can add forms, any contact forms, any subscribe forms. That might be useful, so we'll click on that. You can take bookings, so this is different to events. So events is more, you can create sort of different like away days, you can create experiences and different kind of events, and then bookings is more of a appointment type thing. So if there's different appointments that people want to book for you, they can do that, and they'll be able to select the date and time that suits them. You can also add blogs. So blogs are a really good way to kind of drive traffic onto your website, and to kind of keep your website constantly updated with new content, new updates, things like that. So you can add that as well. And just kind of go through and see which kind of features you think would be suitable. Specifically for this example, I'm just going to use the events. I'll take out the chat, blog, and then some forms. And then once you're done, you just want to click next. But this isn't permanent. So if you decide you wanted to add something, but later you decide, oh, I don't need that functionality, you can take it out. If there's functionality there that you think you might not need, you can add it in later. So we didn't add the online store, for example, but if you wanted to add a store later on, we still have that option there. So start setting up your website. So with Wix, you have two options. You can start with a template, so they'll show you different templates, and Wix will then you can just go in and change the content. Or Wix will create a site for you within a few minutes based on what you've already selected so far, and they'll ask you for design and things like that. With both options, it's not set in stone, so if you see a design that they give you and you don't like the colors, you don't like the font used, all of that can be changed, all of the content can be changed. It's just more how much time do you want to spend building in the beginning. So we'll click this one for now, get a custom built site. And you can see there's a bunch of different templates that you can go through, and you can just sort of view them if you wanted to. For example, this one, if you click view, this is essentially what it's going to look like, how people can navigate through it. And again, so this template is just there, so you're not starting off with a completely blank slate. You can go in, change all the content. If you want to change the font styling, the colors that they use, that's all editable. Or you can just go back, see which one you prefer. So yeah, it's very user friendly. It's very much select what you like and then just change the content. For this example, I think we'll just go for something like this, just to keep it simple, and we'll just click edit. And once you hit edit, the site will then load with all of the pages and all of the content. So you can see on the left all of the different options you have. So you can add things like elements, add different sections, change the site design, things like that. When you first load the site, there's a few things that you might want to get rid of. So all of the page code and all of the ADI things at the bottom, they're not needed if you're using the template. So all you need to do is just click the minimize button for this one, and then just click on the page code. That kind of tidies that section up. But essentially you can see that the site's been loaded, and you can sort of scroll through and see what it looks like, and from there then you can decide if you want to change any of the font styling and things like that. To preview a site, what you want to do is just click on preview, and that'll open up your site without all of the edit mode options, and then you can just kind of go through the site as a user. That again, so you can see, okay, this is how I scroll, there's content here, and yeah, just kind of go through the site as a user, see what's missing, see what you want to change, and things like that. Product page, things like that. So now that you have your site developed and you've got all the pages that you want, the next thing you want to do is add the online store to the site, and you do that using the apps section of the website. So you want to go into the site in edit mode, and then where it says apps on the left, add apps, just click on that and it'll take you to the Wix app market. And you can either search through apps and you want to look for the Wix e-commerce app, or you can go down to the sell online, just down here. And you will see the option for Wix stores, which is free to install. And you just want to click on that, and then it'll start installing all of the pages and the section on the dashboard as well. So just click add to site, and you can see now everything's loading, so it's adding the Wix stores. And once everything's all done, you'll be automatically redirected to the new shop page. And you'll see all the options come up here. So you've got your sort of almost like a guide here, so start selling, adding products, defining shipping regions and payment methods, things like that. If you come back into the shop page, so you can see you've got your general kind of shop grid. So when you first upload the online store, you'll get some placeholder products. They'll have like some basic information, product name, cost, product image, things like that, just so you can see how everything's going to be laid out. To just set up your shop page, what you want to do is maybe add something like a title and maybe a small description as well. So if we increase some spacing over here and then bring the shop grid down a little, we've got space at the top now for a title and maybe some content as well. So if we go into the add elements section and click add heading 1, and then drag the heading 1 to the top. And again, just increase the sizing and the padding and the section heights to however wide or however tall that you need it, just so everything fits nicely on the page. And for the shop, you can just, for the title, you can just call it shop or shop our products. Just something to let customers know this is your main shop page and where they can browse all your products, things like that. And we'll add a bit more space to add some text. So you want to go into add elements, text, and then go into paragraphs and just pick from the 3 paragraph styles that you have. And then just add the paragraph here. And you just want to add a quick paragraph, not only and then just edit the page as you need. So I'm just going to bring this grid up again. So now that we have the page set up, one more thing we can do is also just manage the actual grid. So if we click on the grid section here, we've got the grid toolbar, and if you click into settings, you can see you've got options to show a specific collection. And collections are basically categories. Wix call them collections, but they're essentially a way for you to organize your products. If you want to organize products by product type, if it's an accessory, if it's clothing, if it's a food item, you can create different collections and then assign each product those collections, and that way you can organize your pages and your products into those categories. So for example, this is a general shop page, but then you can have another page dedicated to a specific collection. So if you had a collection for food items, then you can have a shop page for food items, and it would only show products that are assigned to that category. So if we had another category for food items, we would select that. Then within layout, you can you've got different options for layout width, so you can stretch to full width to take up the full width of the screen. Display style, you've got some options on how you want to display the grid as well. And then product info alignment, so this information here, it's left aligned, but you can also choose to center align or right align it. And you can choose the amount of columns and rows that you want, the spacing between each of them, the image placement as well. So if you wanted to change the image placement so that everything's sort of side by side, or if you want it above the info, things like that. So you've got a good few options in terms of how to style the grid category. And one thing you want to do then is also come into settings and show what's actually displayed. So by default, product name, product price, and the ribbon will always be displayed. Ribbon meaning this little bit of text here. So within each product, then you can add a little ribbon, whether that's bestseller, new, sale, just to kind of attract more attention on specific products. And then you can also choose to whether or not include a name and price divider as well, which is just that little line. But if you said you don't want to show the ribbon, or if you don't want to show the product price as well, that's up to you. You can control all of that within here. And then you can choose if you want to view more products through load more, or if you want to use pagination or infinite scroll, things like that. Another thing that might be useful is for you to use something called filters. So filters will sort of add themselves. So if you click on show filters, then it'll basically by default add a price filter. So people can use the price range to filter products that are within a certain price range. And then another thing you can filter by is things like color or size. So as you add products, you can add things called variable products, where one product may have different color options, or they may have different size options. So those options then become things that people can filter by. So we can show this once we add some options to the products, but that's just another thing that you can do with the shop page. You can choose to show the filters, or if you just want people to scroll normally, then just uncheck that show filters box. You can also add sorting. So by default it's checked off, but if you switch it on, you can allow sort of like a sorting box over here, which kind of adds itself on the right hand side, and you can allow customers to sort by whether it's a new product or not, price sorting, or sort by alphabetical order. So you can give those options to your customers as well. And last few things you can do is just a design. So you can change the in general, like the background color of the shop grid, the product color, product name color, product font color. You can change all of that as well. And you can change the name of the text as well. So with the button text, it says load more, but you can change it to say view more products, and the out of stock text by default will say out of stock, but if you want to say in stock soon, something like that, you can change the text as well. So it's up to you how you want to style it and what options you want to show the user. What would be good would be to keep the filter and the sort by, just you want to make the experience easy as possible for the customer. So adding those sort of filter options and sort by options as well will help sort of them navigate around your site. So as well as the shop page, what also gets added is something called the product page, and this is essentially the single product template that every single one of your products will show. So when someone clicks from the shop page, and when they click on a product, this is essentially what they'll see. So they'll see the product image, they'll see the product name, the SKU number if it has one, the price, and the 2 color options, or whatever color options that they have. If they have even more options, for example size, they'll have that, and they'll be able to show sort of like the product information, refund, return policy, things like that. So this is just this is almost like a template basically. So if you come into pages and then go under store pages, click product page, this is a general sort of template of what every single product page will look like once you add all of the content. And you have some options for styling. So if you click into the grid to this template page here, you just want to click on settings, and you'll see the options that you have to change the product page. So if you go into main and then click customize page, you can select the page layout, things like, so this is the classic layout. If you want to look at the sleek layout and see if that works better, they also have something called stunning, which is a bit more image heavy. It's got the text within the image, things like that. We can keep it spotlight or simple. There's 5 different layouts basically for you to choose which one you think would work best for your products, and you would just select one of them, and all of your products will follow that layout. It's essentially the template page that you have. And then you also have the option to stretch to full width. So right now this is within the container, but you can also stretch it to full width. If you realize there's a lot of information to put on the page, this might help not make it look so squished. And then you can also choose where to show the thumbnail. So this is referring to these images here at the bottom. So you can add more than one image to each product, and you can decide sort of where to put those thumbnails, whether it's at the bottom, to the side, as dots, things like that. And within the settings, So you can choose what's displayed. So if you don't add SKU numbers to the page or to any of your products, you just want to uncheck that, and that will hide the SKU number from the product template. And things like quantity, if you don't want people to have the option to choose more than one of the product, then you can hide that as well. And the information sections, which is referring to this section here, so the product info, return and refund policy, shipping info, it's up to you if you want to keep those in place as well. And with the add to cart button, so there's different options of what happens when someone clicks add to cart. They can either show a success pop-up, open a mini version of their cart, or go directly to the cart page, or stay on the product page. As a good rule of thumb, it's good to just open a mini cart. That way if it'll show up almost like the product's been successfully added, but they're still on the page and they can add more products if they want to. And then with the text, so you have the option to change the button text for add to cart. So either call it add to cart, or you can call it add to basket if you prefer. And then you've got the design as well. So with the design, you can pick sort of like the opacity and background color of the actual grid. You can also pick the design of the actual product details in terms of the name, product price, options, things like that. And then the buttons as well, you can decide how you want to customize that, if you even want to customize the style or the border, things like that. So there's lots of options you can do in terms of the design of the actual page and what layouts you want to use. You are restricted to using Wix's own layout, but you've got 5 of different layouts to choose from, and you can also choose the text color, font sizing, things like that. So it is pretty flexible in that way. And then once you're done, obviously just click save or publish to make your site live, and that's essentially your product page and your shop page set up. The other pages that you'll also get is something called the cart page. So this is a default page. Once people start adding things to their cart, they'll be able to see the list of all the things that are in their cart, and they can review and remove things if they need to, or add more things if they want to. And then they also have the thank you page. So this is right after they've successfully completed their purchase. They'll be given sort of like an order number, and they'll be giving a sort of overall of what they've bought, how much they've paid, any shipping address, billing address, things like that, an overview. And you'll also get a confirmation as well when someone's successfully purchased a product or products. You'll be given an order number and obviously all of their details of what they bought, where it's going, things like that. So that's all the pages, and once you're happy with everything, you would just click save and then publish live when you're ready. In the next videos, we'll go over sort of adding products. You can add both physical and digital products if you wanted to sell maybe books or some PDFs, things like that. And then you've also got quite a few options in terms of shipping and delivery, or if you wanted to set up a click and collect store. And then we'll also go over how to set up collections and collection pages, things like that. I'm going to show you how to add a product. You can add both physical products and digital products, physical being an actual item, for example, clothing, accessories, food, things like that, items that can be shipped or collected by a person. And the other option is to sell digital products. So these are things like any files, any images, any PDFs, things like that. So products that can be downloaded essentially. So they won't require any shipping or collection or anything like that. They'll just need to purchase a product and then they'll be sent an email with the product included. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a physical product. So once you're in your dashboard and you set up the online store, you'll see a tab called Store Products. And if you go into products here, you'll see your product dashboard. So these are a few products that have already come with the site. So these are all physical products, and all the products that you add will be added here. So if you're ever looking for a product to edit or to remove, you just go into products and look for the product here. You can either scroll through each of the product, or you can search by the product name. So to add a new product, you just want to click add new product, and then you're given the option of digital file or physical product. In this video, we're just going to go over physical product. Once the page is loaded, you'll see it's a blank version of the back end of a product. So it's things like the any images, product info, product name, all of that we have to fill in ourselves. So the first thing you want to fill in is the product name. So for example, if you wanted to sell a yoga mat, you would just call it yoga mat or whatever appropriate name it is. And this is the name of the product, and it's what's going to show on the product page, it's what's going to be displayed on the shop pages, things like that. The next thing you want to add is any images. So if you click on add images, you have the option of adding multiple images and not just one. So again, you can either upload images from your computer, or you can use media from Wix, whichever one suits best. For product images, it's always best to use the actual product image and maybe how it's being used, things like that. But yeah, you're not limited to one image, you can use a few images as well. The next thing you want to do is add the basic info. So the name being the name of the product, which automatically should fill in once you fill in the name up here. The next thing then is to fill in the ribbon. And this is just a bit of text like new arrival or sale to kind of make this specific product stand out a bit more. If it's a product that you're wanting to sell a bit quicker, if you're wanting a product to be showcased a bit more, adding that little ribbon will kind of draw attention to that product a bit more. Just to show you what it looks like, you can see this product has the ribbon bestseller, and this one is a bit more eye-catching than the rest because it's got that little bit of text over here. So the ribbon text is optional, but it's a good option to have if you are wanting to draw more attention to a specific product. And you can see with the ribbon, it will show up ribbons that you've already used before. So for example, new arrival, if you've already used it, it'll add itself. It just means then it kind of remembers the options that you have, and you don't have to constantly make new ones all the time. So the next thing then is the description, and this is just a basic description of the product. So you want to add things like product size, how it's meant to be used, any instructions, things like that. With the products as well, you can sort of stylize the text that you have. So you can add sort of bullet points, numbered bullet points. You can also bold some text as well to make certain parts more sort of eye-catching, things like that. You can also add links. So if you want to link to an external website, or if you want to link to another page on your website, you can do that as well. So if we highlight maybe exercise and then click on the link tab, we can either link to an existing website or you can link to an existing page on your website, maybe to a blog, something like that, to kind of increase the internal linking a little bit. The other thing you can add is additional info. So you can add additional info in terms of for example, refunds and returns, and whatever text you want displayed underneath that title, you would just add within that section as well. And then you can also add maybe how to care for your product, things that would be beneficial for the users to know, and you don't want it to get lost within like the product description. So you can add it within the additional info section, and then it'll appear separately to the product. And then the other thing you want to do is come into the collections and make sure you assign it a collection. So as I've said before, you can assign it to more than one collection, or you can just assign it to the one collection. By default, it'll always assign itself to the all products collection. That's just so it shows on your shop page. But then you can assign it to another collection if you want, or all the collections if that's the case. And again, if there's a collection here that's not been created yet, you can just create a new collection just like that and type in the name of the new collection. The next thing then is pricing. Now this can be different depending on what kind of product this is. So for example, if this product comes just with one option, so just this has just the one option and no kind of color variations, no size variations, then you can just simply give it a normal pricing like that. And then if it's an on sale product, you can then give it a discount. So if this product is not on sale, you can give it a percentage discount or a pound discount. or you can say what the sale price is, things like that. And then that way, when it's displayed on the site, it'll show up as a sale item and not as just like a normal item, to kind of make that a bit more eye-catching. The next thing then is things like cost of goods and profit margin. So this information won't be shown onto the user side. It'll only be shown to you, and it'll be good for you to just so you know how much profit you're making for each product. And it's good for kind of reporting as well. So you don't have to use this, but you can use it if you want to. So the profit and the margin fields fill in by themselves. You just need to type in the cost of the goods, whatever that is, and then it'll tell you automatically how much profit you're making per product and how much the percentage of that product is. But again, the users won't see this. It's just you who will see this, and it'll be good for kind of your own kind of reporting, things like that. The other thing then is custom text. So if you're selling a product that can be personalized, so for example, if you're selling a product that can be personalized to people, that can be personalized in terms of what name they want, if you can engrave a name onto a product, then you want to make sure that you get all that information before someone buys the product. That way you're not having to email them or call them back asking what personalization that they want. So if there is custom text that they can add, or some way they can personalize the product, what you want to do is under the custom text field, click add custom text, and then you can add the questions that they need to ask. So what name would you like? And then you can give it a character limit as well. If you know there's a certain limit on the length of the name or whatever it is that they're personalizing, you can give it a character limit. And then you can make that a mandatory field or not. So mandatory field means that they have to fill in something with the custom text. If not, then they won't be able to purchase. So it's up to you if you want to give people that option. And you can add a lot of different customizations. So you can add, if there's another customization that you want to add, same thing, you would just add the field title and the character limit and whether or not it's a mandatory field. The next thing then is product options. So this would be useful whenever you are showing different options that the product comes in. So like different size, different color, different materials. You can give them different pricing options. And you can set different sort of inventory tracking as well. So if we click add options, and for example, if you want to give it a color option, so you can see color options, if you've used it before, it will come up here. And you can either show the product as like the list of colors as a list, or you can show it as colors. But it might not show the exact shade of color that you want. So it's always best to maybe just keep it as a list. But if the color, you just type in what color options they are. So for example, red, blue, green, and just every time you type in a new product option, you just want to click enter to add the new option, and then just click add. And then what you can also do is add another option, for example, size, and you could do small, and then you can actually specify maybe 20 centimeters by 30 centimeters, and that way people can sort of see actual size options. So it's up to you how you want to add the size options. And then you just click add. So you can see the two size options come up here now. And the next thing that comes up is manage pricing and inventory for variance. What that means is you can actually set specific pricing and specific inventory for each of the options. So if we toggle that, so you can see these are all the variants. So for example, a red yoga mat in size small, blue yoga mat in size small, green yoga mat in size small, red yoga mat in size small, blue large or in size large, blue yoga mat in size large, green yoga mat in size large. So they'll make variants out of all of the variations of the product out of all of the options that you've set, and then it's up to you how you want to price them. So the base price we've set for the yoga mat is £29. So the way you would set the variant is by price difference. So if you know that the small products cost the £29, then you would give it a 0 price difference to keep it at £29. But if you know the large products are £10 more expensive, then you want to set 10 for the large products. So now the red large yoga mat is now £39. And same with the blue one. So if you know that the blue large is also £39 and you want to set the price difference of 10. If, for example, say the green yoga mat in large is more expensive, is like £20 more expensive, then you just set the product as £20, and then that's now a £20 difference between the small and the green large. And then same with this order status, or the inventory status. So you can set in stock, or if they're out of stock, things like that. If you know there's a product that doesn't come in a variation, so for example, the yoga mat doesn't come in large, doesn't come in red, then you can just hide that variant, because you know you don't have that product, you never will have that product, so there's no point in showing that option. But you can always unshow this as well, so you can either show or hide this variant, but it's up to you how you want to manage that. And then you can also specifically track your inventory. So you can either set the status as in stock or out of stock, or you can track inventory and actually give it an amount. That way you're for sure not selling more than what you have, and you're not offering any kind of back orders or anything like that. So you can set them all to its own specific inventory number, whichever one it is basically. But then once you're done, you just want to click apply. And you can see all of the product variations here. And if you ever want to come back to it, you just click edit and just edit the product variations as normal. You can also give them their own kind of shipping weight as well, so people know how much each of the products weigh and things like that. And this will also be useful when it comes to shipping and delivery methods. If there are certain products that weigh too much to be offered free delivery, or the standard fee of delivery, you might want to charge more for that delivery. You would need to set the shipping weight either within here or without the single products as well. If there was no product options, then you would just add the pricing and add the inventory as normal. So you've got the pricing here, and then you can also track the inventory as well. So it's up to you how you want to, what kind of product that you want to add. It just depends on if it's a product that has multiple variations, or if it just has just the one version of the product. You would just add the inventory and the shipping weight here. And then you can also set an example for pre-order, so you can let customers buy the product before it's released, or when it's out of stock. You can assign them sort of a pre-order, that way they can purchase the product, but then you just have to make sure you're always following up with that and sending out the product afterwards once it's in stock. If you'd like to set that up for a product, you just toggle this on, and you can set a pre-order message. So add a note that customers will see on the product page during the checkout. So things like expected to ship by the end of June or end of March, whatever it is. And you can set a limit. So if the product has a certain limit, it means then only 50 people, for example, if you set the limit to 50, then only 50 people can can pre-order that product. And if you have variants, it'll apply to each one individually, so you can't set a limit to each variant individually. All of them will have that same limit. And that's it. So that's your product sort of set up. And then once you're done, you just click save. If you are not ready to show this product, if you realize there's more information to add that you don't have just yet, then you can uncheck this button here that says show in online store. And that way you have the product saved, but it won't show on the front end. So no one will be able to see it, only you'll be able to see it. And then once it's ready, you can just show in store again, and then just click save to save your changes. And you'll be redirected to the products dashboard again once you've saved, and you can see your product there, with all of the sort of basic numbers here as well, with the basic sort of what type it is, things like that. We're going to talk about how to add a digital product. So in the last video we added a physical product, which is a product that people will be sent, like it's an actual item, that will have like shipping costs, delivery costs, or any kind of collection options, things like that. Whereas a digital item, it can be in the form of a PDF, or it can be an image, and it'll basically be a downloadable product. Once someone successfully purchases it, they will automatically get a copy of it either in their inbox or in their account page, things like that. So once you're logged in, you want to come into products here and then click add product, and instead of physical, you're going to click digital. And the setup is same as the physical product. So the first thing you're going to add is the product title. So for example, if it's a brownie recipe, that'll be the name of the product, and then you want to actually upload the file. So this is the file that they're actually purchasing. So they'll get the links to their digital product in the thank you page, as well as by email. So if you click upload products, so you can choose what kind of file that you want to upload, either if it's an image. If it's image, then it's you have to either upload a JPEG, PNG, or GIF. Audio files, these are the audio files that are supported, so WAV files, FLAC, M4A, MP3, things like that. And then documents, you've got a range of document formats, things like Doc, DocX, Excel sheets, PowerPoint, PDF, things like that. And then you've got a zip file. So if there's a folder filled with lots of things, you can save it as a zip and then upload that. But basically you just want to upload whatever it is, and just click upload media to open up your file explorer. You can either upload from your computer, or you can upload from Google Drive, things like that. And you just want to upload the product as normal. So once it's uploaded, you should see it in your site files. Just up here, and then you just want to select that and just click add to products. So that's the link here. That's the file, essentially. So they'll receive the links to download their digital products in the thank you page, along with an email link that will last for 30 days. So as previously, so you just want to continue adding the product information. So things like the name, which will automatically be taken in the top part here from the title, and then the ribbon. So this is just a bit of text basically that'll go on top of the image to kind of draw more attention to the product. If it's, for example, a sale item or a new item that you want to put a lot more focus on, this kind of ribbon will be attached to the image, and then it'll just draw a bit more focus on that. Then you want to give it an image, so just a bit more information as to what they're downloading. And then you can also add images if there's any images to go with it. Maybe images of the final product if it's like a recipe or something to build. So you can add sort of different images like that. And then you want to add sort of additional info sections. Additional info can be things like how to use the product, how to download the product, product instructions, things like that. It's basically more information about the product that you don't want to get lost within the product description. So you can add info section here, and it can be how to use product, and then you can add the actual description here, and that way you're adding some more text that's about a specific topic about the product, and it's not getting lost in the main product description. And then you can set pricing. So this can be just a normal kind of pricing, or you can set it on sale. That way, if you set it as an on sale product, it'll show up as a sale product. It'll be a bit more eye-catching, and then you can set the actual sale product here. So if you want to give it a price discount or percentage discount, it's up to you. This field will kind of automatically change itself. So if you want to give it a price discount, this will change automatically. If it's a percentage discount, you can see the price kind of change automatically. Same with the cost of goods. So this is essentially the cost of your goods, but this won't be shown on the product page or to any of the customers. It'll only be shown to yourself. It's just a good way to kind of keep you right, and you know how much product or profit you're making on each product. These two fields fill in by themselves once you fill in the cost of goods. So I fill in the cost of goods as 2, so it's automatically calculated the product and the profit and the margin. So it's a good way to kind of keep that reporting feature on your products, but then it's not going to be shown to your customers in any way. It's just going to be shown to yourself. And then you can track inventory. So if you only want the products to be downloaded a certain number of times, you can set sort of like an in-stock, or you can track inventory. If we set that to 50, then that means only this product can only be purchased 50 times. And things like that. You can set a shipping weight, however this won't be necessary for a digital product as there's no shipping costs involved. And the last thing, then you just want to collect, you just want to put it in a collection. So for example, this would be maybe ebooks, but you can assign it to more than one collection. So for example, if there's another collection, we can set it to downloadables. And you can see I've assigned that product to 2 different categories. We can change it to another category as well, so we've got 3 different categories. So you can assign it to more than one collection, and then it'll show on specifically that collections page. And just like the physical products, if you ever want to come back to a product and not publish it immediately, we will just uncheck this show in online store section and just click save. And that way it won't show on the online store, it'll just show on the back end, and you can always come back to it, fix any details, add more details that you need to add. And then once it's actually ready, you can click show in online store and then just click save. You'll be redirected back to the products dashboard, and you'll be able to see your product show up as the first option just right over here. Yep, so you can see the image, you can see the title and things like that, and you can also see the type, so you can see that it's a digital product and not a physical one. If you've ever got lots of products on your page, it might be easier to kind of filter between the products. So if the product you're looking for is a digital product, you can just filter by digital product. And also you can filter by whether they're hidden from store, shown in store, or the actual inventory of it all. But that's it. Once you're done, then you would just click OK, and then just add all the products as you need to, whether they're physical or digital. It's all added very similarly. It's just up to you how you want to add those products, basically. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to add categories to your website. Wix call categories collections, and they're used to sort of organize your products and assigning them a specific collection. That way people can filter by those collections, and then maybe even create a page dedicated specifically to that collection. And overall, it'll help people kind of navigate your site better, navigate your products. You can showcase specific products if you want to, and things like that. So once you're on your dashboard, what you want to do is come to Store Products and go into something called Collections. And this is essentially your collections dashboard. By default, there's already one collection, and that's all products. When you add a new product, it's automatically assigned the all products collection, and you can't change that. So from there, you see all the other collections that you'll have on your site. Right now, we don't have any. So what we'll do is we'll click this plus sign to add collection, or you can just click the plus sign up here and click add new collection. If you have lots of collections, what you can do is you can search with this toolbar here and search for a specific collection if you want to edit it, or you can just scroll down and view for the collection that you have. So you want to just click add new collection, and it's going to open a blank version of the collection. So first thing you want to do is add the name. So for example, if this is clothing, this will be the collection name. And then what you want to do is click add products. So you want to add, it'll show you all of the products that you currently have in your store. And obviously in the future, once this collection is created, when you add more products, you'll be able to assign it when you create the product. So you'll add all the products that are already there. And then you want to give it an image. So this collection image isn't displayed anywhere on the site. It's just displayed on the back end of the collections, so that when you are navigating throughout all the collections on your site, it'll be easier to go through them if you have a collections image attached. But this isn't used on the site, it's used on the back end of the site for you to basically make it easier to look for the collection that you want. So you just want to click on collection image, and then either use an image that's already been uploaded to your site, or upload media from your computer library and onto your Wix. You can also use media from Wix as well, and then just select whatever image you think would suit that collection. And then just click add to page. So yeah, once you've added the name, added all the products, added a collection and the image, you just click save, and then you can see the collection now being added. So now you have two collections, you have the all products and you have clothing. If we go back into products, what you can do is you'll see the new collection show up on the collections tab here. So you can see it's automatically being assigned all products, but then you can also click collection clothing as well. You can also create collections from the product page. So right now you can see there's clothing and all products, but there's also an option for create collection. And again, we will just give it the collection name. So for example, food, and that's assigned to food. Products can have more than one collection. So if there's a product that's both a food item and also a clothing item, then you can assign them both. And that way, if you have a page for clothing, then that item will appear in the clothing section, but it will also appear in the food section as well. So just be mindful of that. But you can add it to more than one product, or you can just assign it to the one product. Now that we've added the food collection from here, if we go back to collections, you can see now in the collections we have 3. We have all products, clothing, and we have food. If we click into that, we can add products in bulk from here. So if we add all of these, but then also add an image as well, we can give it an image. You can use media from Wix, or you can upload your own image. But essentially you can always come back to the collections dashboard and make any edits to the actual collection as well. So you've got all products, clothing, food. So you're adding collections both ways. You can either add it directly from the collections page, or you can add it as you're adding products as well. And you can always come into collections to edit the actual collections part. If you're wanting to add products in bulk to the collections, then it's easier obviously to go into collections, go into the actual collection name, and then add products using the add products tool. So then you're not adding one at a time, you can just bulk add them as well. Or if you're adding products one at a time, then you can assign them the collection as you're adding the new product. So it's up to you how you want to do that. But yeah, once you're all done, you just assign all the products, and then that's essentially all the products assigned. Once you have all the collections created, you might decide that you want to have a page dedicated to that product, to that collection. So for example, we have the general shop page, if we go here. But this page displays all of the products, no matter what category or collection that they're in. So you might want to have a page that only shows products that are assigned to the clothing category that we created, collection that we created earlier. So what you want to do then is just add a new page as normal. So we'll just go into Manage Pages and click on the site menu. You just want to click Add Page. And you can either create a blank page, or you can just add a store page and look at the options that you have. So you can just click Add New Shop Page. And what you want to do is first rename that, so you can call it clothing. And then, again, same as the other one, just style it however way you need to. And then what you want to do then is go into settings. And instead of it displaying all of the categories, what you want to do is go into collection and then select the exact collection that you want it to show. So if I click the collection category, you can see now it's not showing as many products, because it's only showing products that are assigned to the clothing category. And now if we style this page a little bit, so same as last time, so make some space to add a title and maybe a heading. Click Add Elements to add a title, add a heading 1, and then just drag that up at the top. And again, you would just edit this, stretch the container, change the font sizes however way you need to, however way that you want to style this page. But essentially you want to let users know that this is the page for the clothing products. And then below they have obviously the shop page. And again, you have the same options as you did on the shop page. So if you go into settings, you can have people filter by the price and product options. They can also have the sorting options as well, and you can decide how you want people to filter and how you want them to sort on your page. And then now you see at the top you've got the tab for clothing, and you can manage that as well. So if you go into the site menu and then click Manage Menu, and then just drag that underneath the shop page. That way now when people hover over shop, they'll be able to see the clothing as an option. So it's just another way to make things easier for your customers. If they know specifically that they want to shop for clothing products, then they can see that within your shop page as well. So when they first navigate to your site, and they see shop, then when the drop down comes up, they can see easily the clothing collection, and they can quickly go to that if they need to, instead of having to browse through lots of pages, through lots of products to find exactly what it is what they want. So that's another way to kind of use the categories if you wanted to. So you would add the collection first, assign the products to this collection, and then add the new page and make sure that the shop grid is assigned to that category as well. Now that we have the shop page set up, all the products set up, and the categories set up, now we need to look at Wix's shipping and delivery options. You want to set up a number of different sort of shipping and delivery methods that once they're in place, users can pick from, and then they can pick whichever method suits them, basically. So once you're logged in on your dashboard, you just want to go into the settings. And from there, you want to go into shipping and fulfillment. So this is your shipping and delivery section, and the first thing that you want to add is the shipping regions. So by default, Wix stores kind of come with 2 regions already added, one for your own country, so domestic, and then one for the rest of the world, international. And by default, they both offer free shipping. So to edit your local one, to edit your domestic region, you just want to click edit. And then you can see you can add destinations in this region. So within this region, you can see United Kingdom being added, and then you can either select between which one you want to choose, or you can deselect all, or you can select all of them, whichever one. If there's more countries to add to the domestic region, then you would just click into that section here and then add country, basically. And just go through the list and make sure all of the shipping destinations are there, basically. And then when you scroll down, you can then apply shipping rates to the region. So there's free shipping being offered, which is just a general free shipping. The shipping option name comes up as free shipping, but you can call it something else. This is essentially what people will see when they select their delivery method. And then you can give it an estimate delivery time, which is optional, but it'll be shown on the checkout page. You can also then decide if you want to add a flat rate. So this is just the same rate that's going to be applied to a customer's entire order. So for example, and you can have different rates involved. So for example, if you wanted to offer standard shipping, you would just type in standard shipping, and then you can give it a business time, or delivery time, so 3 to 5 business days. And then you can give it a rate of maybe $4.50. And then what you can do is then add another shipping option and call it maybe next day. And again, give it a different sort of delivery time. And what you can do then, you can charge different rates, basically, for shipping. If you know certain shipping and delivery types will cost different amounts, you can offer different amounts of shipping, and then people can pick if they want standard shipping, which will take longer but cost less, or if they want next day delivery, which will take shorter but then cost a bit more. You can add different amounts to each of them. What you can also do is add a handling fee to every order. So this is basically if you wanted to charge a bit more for anything else that might need it. For example, if you're selling anything delicate, you might need to ship with more sort of protective packaging, things like that. You can add sort of like a handling fee to each order, and this will be standard for any kind of order that you have. Another thing you can do with the flat rate is offer free shipping when someone buys over a certain amount. So, for example, if you wanted to offer free standard shipping if someone buys over £50 worth of items, you would just click on offer free shipping for this one, and then just click and just type in the amount that they would need to buy, meaning they can get standard shipping for free if their order totals more than £50. Same thing if you wanted to offer next day delivery for free, you would just click offer free shipping. But for this one, maybe you want them to spend over £100, and that way they'll get next day delivery free. So it's up to you how you want to use that. So it's pretty flexible in terms of how many options you can have, and different things like that. The other thing you can do is do a rate by weight. So if you remember from a previous video, we can add a weight to each product that you add, and then this comes in here basically. So you can basically set a rate for the weight of the total order. So if you want to give this a name, if we call it standard shipping, and give it obviously the business amount, the delivery time, and then you give it a weight range. So by default you got it starts with 0 to something kg. You can do 1 or you can do maybe 2, whatever that is, and automatically the next range then will kind of take the last weight range of previously, and you can give it each of them a rate. So if we set this one to 15, it means if the total order weighs between 0 and 2 kg, then the rate is then £15. If it's 2 kg and up, so if that's the last option that you want to give, then you can give it a different weight. If you want to add more options, you just click add range and then give it a more range as well. And essentially you do want to keep the last part blank, so then you have like you always have an amount to give no matter how much they weigh. So you would just add in all of the different rates for the different weights. And again, you can then offer free shipping for that one as well. When they buy over a certain amount, you can offer free shipping. So if they buy over £200 worth of stuff, they get free shipping. And if you wanted to add the handling free as well, you can add another shipping option. So this one's standard shipping, and you can add another one for first class shipping, and again offer different days and different pricing as well for the weight range. And then you can also rate by price. So same thing with the weight. So you'll give the different price ranges, and this is the price of the total basket. So if their basket is between 0 and £50, then the rate would be maybe £15, and then £50 and up, then it can be 0 if you want to offer free shipping, or you can just reduce the amount basically. So you can do different rates that way as well. And the next thing you can do is then rate by product. So the way that this works is you would create groups for your products, and then you would assign those products to those groups. And then when someone were to buy a product for that's within that group, then it will assign the price for that group. So for example, if we click on create groups and call it household items, and then you would just assign, so by default they'll change it all to the household items, but you just select which group those falls in and then just click done. So now you have a product group for household items. So if anyone buys options from the household item groups, then it'll use this shipping option. So the option name might be standard shipping, and then you have the delivery time, and then you would just give that one a price. And then what you can do then is add more product groups. If you click on manage product groups, and then in the drop down here click add new and create a new group, and now you can assign groups to the outdoor one as well, and now you've got 2, and you can see it come up here. So household items have a different rate, maybe outdoor items might be a little bit cheaper, and you would offer basically different amounts for different groups of products. And if someone were to select items from 2 different groups, then you can set that example up here. So for example, apply group rate to each product in the order. That means for every single product that you have, we'll assign that amount to each products. For example, if they buy 3 household items and 2 outdoor items, it'll apply the rate 3 times for the household items and then 2 times for the outdoor rate. And then the other option then is to apply the group rate once for all products ordered from a group. So if they order 3 household items, it would only apply the household rate once. And if they order 2 outdoor products, then they will apply the outdoor rate only once still. And then you have apply the highest group rate once to the entire order. So it'll only add 1 rate and it'll just take the highest. So if they select 4 household items and 3 outdoor products, it'll only add the £5 rate, as it's the higher rate, and it'll apply to the whole order. Or if the outdoor rate was, for example, £8 and they order 2 items from the outdoor and 1 item from the household, they'll apply the £8 rate once to the entire order because the outdoor rate is higher. So it's up to you how you want to set that up. But then you can also set different shipping rates. So you can do standard shipping and then first class shipping, something like that, and then offer different rates as well. The other thing you can do then is add pickup options. So if you don't want to offer any kind of delivery or shipping, you just want people to collect their product in store, for example, you just click add pickup and then set up the pickup details. So it's really just the pickup name, so store pickup, or you can call it collect in store, and then you would need to pick up enter the pickup address, whichever the address it is that you want people to come. It could be your business address. And then when will the order be ready for pickup? It's optional, but it'll be good to have. So you can say available today, ready in five business days. Or you can say ready between 3 to 5 business days, something like that. And then you want to give the pickup instructions. So by default, you can use this. Please wait for the notification before picking up your order. Your order confirmation and ID will be needed for pickup. And you can give your store opening hours as well, so they know what time they can pick it up from. And any other information you can add as well to the pickup instructions. But you want to make it as easy as possible and with clear instructions as well, so people can pick up their items easily. The advantage of having just the pickup option is that people can still pay for their items online. So you'll still get payment for it. They just need to go in person and pick it up. So it's not like they need to pay when they pick it up. They'll pay first and then they can pick it up as well. Another thing you can do then is add something called local delivery. So you can offer hand delivery to areas within this region. So that's if you're not using sort of third-party mailing services, if you're not going to use those, what you can do is add local delivery, and you can give it a name. So deliver to Lisbon area, for example, because you know that's an area that you can deliver to yourself, and then you can give it a delivery rate. Maybe that might be cheaper, and then you can offer free delivery if someone orders a certain amount. And then you can set the area either by postcode. So if you know there's postcodes that you can deliver to easily, you can set those postcodes, or you can do it by radius. So you would enter the address, and then you would give it the radius. If it's like a 1 kilometer radius, 15, something like that. And then you would give a delivery time. So you give an estimated delivery time as 1 to 2 days, or you can set up delivery time slots that people can pick. So users will pick the time slots that you have, and then you would just follow that and deliver between that within that time slot. And then you can set a delivery type and conditions. So you can offer same day delivery, next day delivery, or minimum 2-day delivery. And you can set the number of days that way. This is the amount of days, by the way, it takes for the time from when the customer places an order to when it'll actually be delivered. So you can apply all of those as well, and then you can click add area, and that'll add an area. You can add as many areas as you want, so it's up to you how you want to use that. But then once you're done, all you need to do is click save to save all of your options, and that way then when someone selects their options, goes to the checkout, they can select a number of different shipping options that you've selected. So that was for the domestic. The rest of the world then you still have to set. So by default, international rest of the world is set as free shipping. So you can set more destinations to that as well. What you can also do is add more regions. So if domestic would be that one, then you can say Europe as another one. Instead of calling it region 3, you would call it Europe, and then you can add sort of countries that fall in that you would deliver to, and then you can set delivery as well. So you can set delivery for different parts of the world. What you would do is set the delivery that you can deliver to, so domestic, Europe, whatever countries it is, and make sure you have delivery set. And then when it comes to the rest of the world, what you would do is just click into it, and if you don't deliver to anywhere else apart from where you've selected, you would just go into the 3 dots and just click delete shipping region, and that way when someone adds in an address that doesn't fall into domestic or the other regions that you set up, users get a message that says, sorry, we don't deliver to this area. So you want to make sure that you set up all of your shipping regions, and then whichever one that you don't set up any shipping delivery for that one, and then it'll come up that we don't ship to those areas, basically. But that's basically it. Once you're done with everything, just make sure you save all of that, and then all of the options will show up in the user's checkout page, and then all of the relevant shipping will be added. So now that you have all the products set up, and you've got the payment set up as well, and you've got all of the shipping and delivery methods set up, now it's time to make sure that your site is optimized for SEO, and Wix have a lot of tools to kind of facilitate that, to make sure everything's optimized and that you have everything that you need. So to start off with the pages, what you want to do is go onto the page that you are wanting to optimize, and then click into the page drop down, and then what you want to do is go into manage pages. And you have a list of all the pages here, and you just want to make sure that each of them have all the basic SEO set up. So for example, the home page, if you click on the 3 dots for the home page, and then you see the option for SEO basics, you just want to click that. And you can see sort of the preview on Google, what people can see when this page shows up in search results, and how you can change it. So for example, and this is the snippet here, and this is the page title. So right now the page title is home, and the site name. So if you wanted to change the title for that, you would just click into the page's title tag, and you can see there's a character count over here as well. And you can just click in and normal, and then you can see the preview change as well as you're typing. And this is essentially the title and the description, and you're going to use it to kind of explain to the user what exactly this page specifically is about. The next thing that you want to add then is the page's meta description, and the meta description is just a description that shows up in search results. It won't show up on the actual page of your website, it's just on the search results section. So when this page comes up in results, people will then read what's that page about, and will it match basically what they're searching for. And just like the title, you would just click into this section and then just type in exactly what the description that you want would be here, and you just paste it in. You want to make sure you pick a description that accurately describes what's on this page specifically, and you're using sort of words that you want to rank for and want that page to rank for. So your description should be under 500 characters, and you can see when you type in, there's a little kind of character count here, so to kind of keep yourself right. The other thing then is the let search engines index this page. This is switched on by default. It just means you're allowing Google to kind of read this page. So you want to make sure that stays switched on. By default, it should already be switched on anyway. So all the pages work exactly the same in terms of the SEO basics. If you go into the About page, for example, and click on the 3 dots and click the SEO basics, and you can see then the snippets show up like here as well. You've got the About, you've got the title, meta description, search engine indexing the page. One thing that you might need to change is the URL. So as you're adding pages and you're adding blank pages, the URL might not change intuitively. So what you want to do is click into the URL and actually just give it the actual URL that it's meant to be. In this case, it's About. But again, you would just switch on, make sure the search engines index this page toggle is switched on, and then add the title and add the description. That's really important as well. For the blogs, it's slightly different. So if we go into the blog section of your website, so you can see I've opened up a blog here. And once you've finished writing your blog, you just want to go into the SEO tab here. And you can see all of the SEO settings on the left here. So similar to the pages, you've got the URL, which kind of takes it automatically from the title of the page. Then you've got the title tag, and then you've got the meta description. And it should already be filled in by taking the first few lines of your post, but you want to make sure that the description is accurate and that it will kind of encourage users to click on it if they see this in search engine results. Other things you can improve on is the social share. So if you were to share this link on social media, it'll show you how it's going to show up. So this is essentially a preview. You've got an image, you've got the title, you've got the description as well. And then you can also do Twitter settings as well. So it'll show you specifically what it'll look like on Twitter with the card sizes. You can choose if it's large or small, and it'll give you the preview that way as well. Under the Advanced tab, are more settings that you can use. There is a way also to customize all of your SEO settings for all of your blogs in one go. If you click into this tab here and click go to SEO settings, it'll give you an overview of SEO settings that you can use, and it'll apply those settings to every single post on your Wix site. Things like SEO basics and social share, if you click on that, and you can see it'll take all the information dynamically. So by default, it'll take the post title and post excerpt. But what you can do is, if you want to also add the site title, you just click on, you would add a separator and then click add variable. And then you can pick between what it is that you want to add. So for all of the posts, then it'll also add the site name. And you can add more to that as well. Same with the meta description. So with the post excerpt, by default, it'll show an excerpt of the post. But you can also add sort of like anything else that you wanted to add in terms of like the post title and things like that. And then the search engines indexing your blog post toggle is switched on by default with the social share as well. So by default it'll show the title tag, but if you want them all to show also the site name, you just add the title tag and then add the separator and then add the variable, and then just look for the other variable that you want to add. So for example, maybe the site name. And then you have the cover image as well added, and then you can set the Twitter settings as well. And other things you can do then, you just want to save. So for example, the page URL. So by default, the page URL is going to be your domain name /post/post slug. Which you can keep or add more variables to. And the other thing you can do is add something called meta tags. So by default, the post writer time URL is all set, but what you can do is you can add more sort of meta descriptions if you wanted to. Things like the title tag you can add categories as well. Just depends on what additional meta tags that you want. Typically the defaults that are set for the blogs are fine. It's maybe just this SEO basics that you want to add to, maybe add the site name to all of them as well, just to increase the width of your SEO title a little bit. Another thing you can do is if you go into SEO settings as well, so from the marketing and SEO and go into SEO tools, you can set up the SEO settings for the main pages. And again, so that was for the blog post, but then you can also set up the SEO basics and social share for the pages as well. So by default, you've got the page name, separator, and the site name. You can get rid of the site name if you wanted to, or you can just keep it in there, and you can add more variables to it as well. So by default, you can add like the business name, business description, things like that as a default, basically. If you come into the Get Found on Google tab, you can then use the SEO setup checklist, where Wix will kind of talk you through step by step how to improve your site for SEO. So it'll ask you sort of questions, and then it'll give you a checklist, and then you can connect to Google as well afterwards. So if you click Get Started, It'll ask you for your business name. And where you serve your customers, or things like that. And then you want to write down what keywords that you want to use in your checklists. So you want to think of words and phrases that describe your site accurately and shows what your business kind of has to offer. And you can use words that you want to rank for. They can give you examples. If you click on see examples, there's a few here. And they're kind of short and sweet and nothing too like wordy or anything like that, and you want to make sure that they're all spelled correctly, things like that. And then just click next. And you can see your SEO setup checklist being set up over here. So you would go through and just make sure that your site is following each of them. So for example, set the homepage titles for search results. If you click on go for it, it'll take you to your homepage example. And you just want to make the changes that they're asking for. So for this one, it's setting the homepage title for search results, and it's asking you to basically just change the title so that it is using one of the keywords. And then whichever one that you choose, you just click apply. And then it kind of moves on to the next issue. So something like the meta description, and it'll tell you basically what's missing. So at least one keyword, your business site name, and then the text length. So it's telling you what the issues are and what you're doing well, and then things like that. So then you can also see in step 2, there's also your site pages. There's about 30 tasks, so you can see exactly what's going well, what's going right, and what you need to improve on. So for example, like the about page, everything's fine apart from this one issue, so it's asking you to set the meta description for that page, and it gives you a preview and it lets you sort of fix the issue here on this page instead of having to go into the editor again. So yeah, there's different ways to kind of update the SEO on your site. Either you can go through the editor, make sure all the pages have the title and the meta description, or you can go into the checklist here and it'll show all of the issues and all of the problems in one page basically, and you can edit everything that way. And it's the pages and then also just the blog posts as well. And it gives, this section basically just gives you an overview of what you need left to add. Hi everyone, so in this video we're going to go over Wix's pricing plans. Wix have a number of different pricing plans, each with their own sort of features, including a very basic free plan, which is the one that you're kind of on whenever you first build a site. But as you find, there's a lot of limitations to it, the main one being that you can't connect it to your own custom domain. So in order to do that, you would need to upgrade. In order to look at the pricing plan, what you want to do is go into your dashboard, and sort of underneath the business information here, what you want to do is go into the link that says upgrade to start selling, and it'll show you a list of all the pricing plans that Wix currently have. So you'll see a big range of pricing plans separated into 3 different tabs. You've got basic kind of website plans, then you've got business and e-commerce plans, and then you've got the enterprise plans. So with the basic website plans, you've got 4 options: VIP, Unlimited, Combo, and Connect Domain. So Connect Domain is the cheapest plan out of all of them. It's the most basic, and you can see what you get out of all of it. It's £4 a month. So you do get the custom domain, so you can connect it to a domain of your own. And then you also get a free SSL certificate, a 1 GB bandwidth, and some storage space of 500 MB, as well as the 24/7 customer care. What you won't get is an ad-free platform, so the plan will display a lot of Wix ads, and you won't have sort of control over where they're placed. They'll just place it anywhere. So not always the best option, but you do get the 24/7 customer care, which is very good. So Wix's customer care is very easy to use. You would just submit a ticket, and someone will get back to you from their team, and you have that 24/7 customer care as well. The next plan then is Combo, and that would be for personal use. and it's $7.50 a month. So with that, you get the custom domain. You also get the free domain for 1 year, meaning if you were to purchase the plan and then purchase the domain, they'll give you a voucher for 1 year free, basically. So if you purchase a 2-year domain registration period, then you're only paying for 1 year. If you purchase a 3-year registration period, you're only paying for 2 years. So you get that free voucher. And you just need to make sure that the extensions are the ones listed here. So .com, .net, .org. All of these ones are valid for that free domain. Anything else other than those extensions, you can't use the domain or the voucher for. It also then will remove the Wix ads. You get the free SSL. You get a higher bandwidth, which just means that the more bandwidth that you have, the site will kind of run a bit faster, essentially. So you get higher bandwidth, you get more storage space. If you have a lot of images, if you have a lot of videos uploaded, you obviously want to make sure that you have enough storage space to support that. You also get some more video hours to stream, and you also get a £400 ad voucher. Essentially, it's a £400 voucher for you to use on Google Ads, and it applies to new Google advertisers only, just to make you aware. Wix also have something called a Site Booster app, which is used to basically get found easier on Google, and it's usually paid, but with the combo, on some plans you get it free for 1 year. And then you also get the 24/7 customer care as well. The VIP and the unlimited, sometimes they'll do offers like this. For example, if you were to purchase it, then they'll give you an offer for £5.50 a month instead of the usual £11 a month. And with the unlimited plan, you get everything included in the combo and the connect domain, and you get unlimited bandwidth as well. You get even more storage space, and you have more streaming hours for videos if you have a lot of videos on your website. And then you also get the £400 voucher, the booster app, and you also get something called the visitor analytics app, which basically gives you insights into the visitors that are on your site. Who are they? What are they clicking onto? What pages get the most views? Things like that. So you get that free for 1 year, and the 24/7 customer care. And then finally, the VIP, that it has everything that's included in the unlimited, and as well as more storage space, more video hours, and then you also get a professional logo made if you don't already have one. You can also get social media logo files that are kind of ready to use for all your social media channels. And then the customer care is a little different, so you get the priority customer care, so you won't have to wait as long for a reply. You'll be kind of first in queue, basically. Just to make you aware, these basic plans don't involve any sort of e-commerce plans or e-commerce functionality, meaning if you are selling something, you would need to purchase someone from the business and e-commerce plans, as these plans don't allow you to take any form of payment. But if you don't have any e-commerce, then you're free to kind of use any of the plans from here. If you do have an e-commerce functionality on your site, then you want to switch to business and e-commerce. This includes any bookings that you might take that require payment for workshops, things like that, any appointments that require payment, anything where you need to accept online payments, you would need to use the business and e-commerce plans. And it's separated into 3, so you've got Business Basic, Business Unlimited, and Business VIP. And they all have the same kind of features, except you also have the feature for securing online payments to make plans and recurring payments. If you have any subscriptions or membership type kind of payments, you can accept those. The ability for customer accounts, a custom domain, things like that. So with the basic plan, it's £15 a month, and you get everything that's mentioned here, including no Wix ads. You can connect to a custom domain. You get unlimited bandwidth, and you get a bit more storage space as well. You got 20 GB, and you've got 5 hours of videos worth that you can stream, and you get the £400 ad voucher. There's also an option for customized support or customized reports, which you don't get with the Business Unlimited, but you get with the Business VIP, and then you get the 24/7 customer care. The Business Unlimited has everything the Business Basic has, but has a bit more storage space and a bit more video hours to stream, and it doesn't have the customized reports. Then you have the Business VIP, which has all the things that Unlimited has, but you do get the customized reports. And these are the reports for the e-commerce side, so order reports, things like that, product reports. You get them all customized and emailed to you. And you also get the priority customer care as well. If none of these plans work for you, you realize you need a bit more of a tailored solution to your plan, then you would just want to switch to enterprise plan. And then what you can do is request a call from Wix themselves and talk them through exactly what it is that you need, and they can sort of create a sort of a custom plan for you and then walk you through that process. So it's simple. You just click request a call and then just submit all of the information, your name, last name, and then a bit of what you're wanting to learn about, things like that. So yeah, a lot of plans there, and it's just about reading through each of the material and making sure that you pick a plan that suits your needs best, basically. Another option to make your portfolio website is Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website creation platform known for stunning website design and ease of use functionality. It's a really popular website builder, and that makes it relatively easy to establish your online presence, manage your site, and even set up an online shop and blog facility as well. It has really affordable pricing and a really intuitive user interface that makes it easy for establishing online presence for someone, even if they're not as technically minded, and as someone who is for the first time setting up their site as well. Squarespace themselves have a range of different templates. They have over 200 templates. They have really stylish design, ready to use and ready for you to kind of apply to your own site and apply to your own content too as well. So to get started, what you want to do is go onto Squarespace's website and go and click on Get Started. So the first thing that it'll ask you is a little bit about your site, a little bit about your online business as well, and this is just so we can show you some relevant templates. So in this example, say we're doing a health and beauty website, selling health and beauty tools. So what you want to do is click on the category that it falls in, and if you don't see a category that it falls in, you can always describe your site here. Then you want to click next, and then you want to see, and it'll ask you for your top goals. So what is it that you're actually wanting to achieve with the site? Is it to showcase your work, to sell anything, promote your work, and things like that? So in this case, we'll do sell products, but you can also do things like offering a contact form, promoting a physical business, promoting an event, setting online courses. All of these are options that you can have with Squarespace. In this example, we'll stick to selling products and offering a contact form. And it'll ask you to let them know what stage you're at in terms of your business. So are you just collecting information? Are you forming an idea? Are you growing an existing business? Do you already have a site that you want to replace with Squarespace, etc.? So in this case, we will just do turning a project into a hobby. And then you want to click on finish just to finish up, and then be shown a range of different templates. So you can see when I scroll down, there's lots of different templates that they've already started to show me, and I can scroll, I can like some of the templates as well, and I can essentially just go through all these templates and see which one I like. If you click on the filter button, it'll show you the different things that you have. So we've already picked the topic, but you can change that within here as well, and you can change the type of store as well. But you essentially just want to look at all of the products that they have, all of the templates that they have, and then just select one as well. If you hover each of them, you can preview them with the preview button. So if you click on preview, it'll give you an idea of what that site will look like, and you can scroll, click on different pages, and see the full template as well, so you know exactly what they're doing with the template. What you can also do is check it on different devices, because all of their templates are ready to use on any device. So you can test it out on different devices, scroll, and things like that. And then when you're done, what you want to do is click on start with whatever template it is, and then it'll ask you to create your account. So you can create your account with Google or email, or if you click on more options, you can continue with Facebook and things like that. Once you start connecting your site with your username and password, it'll start setting your site up with the template and all the features that you need. And it'll kind of walk you through the process of starting up your Squarespace site and starting it up with selling it with e-commerce products. So you want to give it a name of the site, and this can be the name of your business, and essentially your site title, and Google will see this as well, so you want to make sure that it reflects exactly what your site is. And you want to click continue, and it'll basically give some information on their e-commerce feature, Squarespace's e-commerce feature, and you can read through these and just click next when you're done, and it'll give you some traffic related tools as well, and you want to just finally click get started. And this is your site, so you can see all of the site template has been added exactly. There's a little assistant on the right hand side to kind of guide you through and show you what you need to do. You can X out of that, but you can always click on the question mark to continue. So this is essentially the preview of your site, so you can see the site as a little preview as well. And on the left is all of essentially your dashboard, and it's where you'll get to sort of all your pages, the design, if you want to change the layout, all of your commerce products, it's all set here. So if you go into pages, for example, these are the pages that you already have. So we've got the blog, we've got our home page, which is set to here. We've got the blog page, about, and a contact page. If you click into the settings of each of them, you can change the name of it. So this home page is titled You, we can change it to Home. We can change the navigation title, so how it looks on the nav bar. We can change the slug, and then we want to just click on set as homepage, as this is going to be our homepage. And then you want to click on save. And you can see that's updated, that's now called home, and this page is now our homepage, and it's using the homepage title. Next thing, then we have our blog. So this comes sort of automatically with the blog functionality comes automatically with Squarespace, and you can see some of the the placeholder blogs that they currently have. If you click on each of them, you can see sort of like a preview. So this is the blogs essentially there, and all your blogs are managed here as well. If you click on settings, you can decide if you actually want the blog there or not. So if you click on settings, you can see there's a option for enabling page. So if you disable that page, then the blog essentially gets removed from the nav bar and it gets removed from your site. So if you don't want the blog there, all you need to do is disable the blog, and then you'll be able to have sort of that running with like the blog as well. Then you have the about page, and again, that's just normal kind of about page. This is the layout. And then you have the contact page, which is has all this content here, and then some content over there as well. To start editing the contents on your pages, what you want to do is go onto pages and click on the page that you want. Then you want to click on this edit button here, and you'll see the site go into full screen edit mode. You can go through the wizard, or you can skip it, but essentially everything in Squarespace is in a section, and within these sections are the different blocks, and the blocks can be things like text blocks, they can be image blocks, they can be button blocks, things like that. So what you want to do is essentially you want to start editing the block content. So for example, this text here, if you're not happy with it, what you want to do is click into the text itself, and you can see you get a little edit button for the text, and you can edit things like the design. If you give it a background, you can do that, and then what you can do is click into the text exactly, and then that way you can change the actual text content and change it to something, and change it to read exactly what you want it to read. Lots of different things you can do there. You can essentially, with the text, you can change the text type, if it's a heading 1, heading 2, etc. You can change the alignment, and you can change the color as well. You can give it custom colors and things like that. So lots of different things you can do with that one. When it comes to adding new blocks, what you would do is click on the add block button, and you want to basically pick from the list of blocks that they have. So all of these blocks are pre-coded and laid out, so you don't need to set up anything. All you need to do is pick a block that you want, and it'll add itself to wherever it is that you want to add it to, whether that's in here or whether that's on a different page or not. So once the block has been added, you just click into the block, and then you can essentially drag it and move it around to wherever it is that you want. Now, depending on what block you've added, there's different editing options. So we've seen when we click into the text, for example, we can see the text. We can see the editing options for the text, which are things like editing the color, the text type, formatting options, things like that. When we click into image, we can see the options that we have are the actual image. So we can click add image to select from our library, or we can look for free images, or we can upload our own images. And we just click on add image. And then you want to give the image some alt text as well, just for SEO. So you want to describe your image as well. So that's the kind of editing options that we get with images. If you click in design, we can give it an overlay or a lightbox and things like that. So there's different options for editing the style of something depending on what that block is. Another popular block that you can use is video. So if we click into the video block, click on that and then drag that to wherever it is that we want to add it to. You can see the edit button here, and the options that we get are similar to image, so we can add a video. So with Squarespace, you do get the option of selecting a video from your library and uploading a video directly, but we don't recommend that on any kinds of websites, whether they're Squarespace or WordPress or Wix, simply because adding a video saving a video onto your server like that will increase your load time. It's always better to add a video to YouTube or Vimeo and then paste in the link here and have the video being streamed in instead of being uploaded to the server directly. If you're not happy with the block, all you need to do is click into the block again and click on the red dispose button to get rid of it. And then you can just start essentially adding blocks, adding sections, and editing the content as well. One thing you want to make sure is you have the site styles set up okay. So if you click on that little paintbrush on the top right, this is essentially setting up the default font styles, colors that are being used. So if you click on fonts, you can see that the default font that's being used is Poppins, and this is essentially the base size and the heading sizes as well. So what you want to do is click on switch on the font packs and look for a font that you actually want on your site. So if your branding is slightly different, you can change all the branding to the base font that you want. So for example, if this is the branding that you have, you can click on that and your site will immediately change based on the font that you change it to. And you can go through each of the fonts that they have. These are free to use with your Squarespace site, and essentially each of the fonts will be updated. Then once you have the font selected, what you want to do is go into the global text styles. So the base of these will take it from the base font that you have, but it just means then you can change the actual styling of each of the heading text. So for example, all the heading ones will follow this styling, but the size will be this size here. Heading 2 is this size, heading 3 is this size, and essentially you can go in and actually customize the font styling to exactly how you want it. Then you have the global colors, and this is essentially the color palette that's being used. The way the color palettes work, your color palettes are combined in different ways to create 10 unique themes. So essentially, each section can use a different theme. So for example, this theme here is a darker section, so it has, and you can see the preview here essentially. This is a dark section, so the background will be dark and the font will be this purple color. To show you how this would look, if you click into each section, this section for example, and click on edit section, what you can do is click on colors, and you can decide if you want to have a darker color, and you can see this theme is using a darker theme with a lighter font. This theme is the same darker theme but with the white font, or you can have it to the light theme using these colors, and that's essentially how the colors work. So you can't change the colors of each individual item itself, but what you can do is apply to the theme, and you can change the theme itself as well. But it just means then if one section is using this light one theme and another section, another page is using the light one theme, when you change light one theme, it's going to change on both those sections. This may seem redundant, however, it just means then there's consistency across your site. There's no random colors being used everywhere. There's more of it makes an easier flow to your website as well. So there's different ways to kind of incorporate that as well. And you can change things like the button colors for that theme, what the link color should be, what the video color should be. It's a lot to go through, but what might be easier, instead of going through each of the themes, is to edit the color palette. So you can make up a color palette of up to 5 different colors, and that way the themes will pull in automatically what colors it should use for each theme. So instead of editing each theme individually, which can take some time, it's better just to go into the palette editor and add in all of your palette colors instead, and pick a palette that's going to work with your branding instead. And you can see that changes as well as soon as you do it, so you don't need to wait about refreshing the sizing and things like that. You can give different stylings for the buttons as well, so it's up to you how you want to do that. It's really important that when you start setting up your site, you edit the site on mobile, and always check to see what it looks like on mobile as well. When you're on the desktop, what you want to do is click on the mobile toggle here, and it'll change your site to mobile view, and you can exactly see what the site looks like on mobile, and make any changes that way as well. And when you're done, you just want to click on save to save all your changes, or you can discard changes if you decide you want to start again as well. So now that you have your site at a state that you want it, and you're happy with the colors, the branding, and the sections, what you want to do now is actually get started with the e-commerce part of it. So when you're in pages, what you want to do is make sure you have the store page. So if you click on main navigation and click on store, you can add a new store page, and you can see the template itself comes with a store page template. So you would just select whichever store page that you want, and you can just give it a name. So in this case, we'll call it shop. And you can see the shop page is now here. So again, we can edit this the same way we've edited the other pages. So click on edit, change the content here, change the content here as well. We can give it different section colors, and do everything else that you need. And then you can see the product listing here as well. And then just save as you go along. So now that you have your page set up, what you want to do is actually add products. So it'll come with some dummy products as some placeholder products for now, but what you can do is delete those just so you can have the actual products there. And just click delete. So we can start fresh. So what you want to do is click on create product, and you want to set up what kind of product it is. If it's a physical product that people can pick up, ship, and things like that, or if it's a digital product that can be sent to them via email that they need to download. You can sell memberships, scheduling, gift cards, things like that. In this example, we use physical products, so something tangible, something that you need to ship them to, or they need to collect and store. And you want to create your first product, and you want to give it a product name. And you can see you can get a preview on the right hand side as you type in the names and things like that. And then you want to give it an image, so you can upload from file or you can select from library. and then you just want to click on the selected and then just click add. So this is a stock image, so you need to make sure you add your own images. And you can see the image being uploaded there, and you just want to click next. Next thing you want to do is set up your inventory. So you want to set up pricing, and you just want to type in the price there. And you want to set up stock. So if you have unlimited stock toggled, then you don't need to set up an individual stock. But if you untoggle that, you can actually set a number of stock that there is. So that's a good way to kind of manage your stock at product level. So you're not selling more than what you actually have. But if you're happy enough selling unlimited stock, then you can always keep that toggled. And now you want to add more details. So you want to add things like a description, and you want to make sure that the description is accurate with everything that you need as well. You can see a little placeholder description being added in the meantime, and just a general kind of product description, and you can type it in here or you can paste it in. You can add additional info, and this can be things like product instructions, so how to use the product. And again, you can sort of format sort of what each section is meant to look like. You can add another section as well, maybe for delivery and returns. And you can just add different product sections, and they'll show up slightly differently on your account on the product page as well. You have the featured image that we added earlier, but what you can do as well is add any additional images, like a front shot, a back shot, things like that. So if you click on that, they recommend adding up to 3, and it's really important, especially if you're selling something online that they can't see in person, that you add enough sort of product images, product descriptions to for people to make an accurate call on what this product is. Next thing, then you have the inventory. So we set the price up when we first added the product, but what you can do is add a pricing if it's on sale, and that way this item will show up as a sale product with the original pricing scored out and the new product added in there. So obviously you want to make sure that the sale product pricing is less than what you have in the original pricing. And then you can set the stock products there as well. You can give it an SKU number if you want to manage your stock at stock level that way as well. Otherwise it can generate its own kind of SKU if you wanted to. And the next part then is variants. So essentially, if there's different versions of the same product, instead of adding a new product each time, you can just add one product and add different variations of it. So in this example, we have a face scrub that might come in different sizes. Maybe there's like a 15 ml, 100 ml, things like that. So what you want to do then is go into variants and click add. And you want to click on add option. So by default it has color. We're going to add an option for size. And we're going to give the variants. So you can have small, medium, large, but you can also have, depending on what your variants are for that product, it will be different. So you can add custom variants as well. And then you can add custom variants options as well. So they have size, they also have color and material. You can add more than one variant option. So size might be an option, maybe another one might be scent. And you can add different values for that as well. And custom options for that as well. And you can add different kind of variations, different options as well. And you want to click on save. So now you have the 6 variants, and what you can do is you can click on edit all, and you can give custom features for them as well. So for each variant that you have, you can give it its own individual SKU number, you can give it its individual stock number, you can also give it a different price as well. And what it does is it makes a variation product. It makes a product for each variation that you have. So we have the size variation and we have the scent variation. So it'll make a variation for all the products. So the rosewater, it's made a variation, it's made a product for each of the sizes, and the eucalyptus, it's made a product for each of the sizes. But sometimes a variation that doesn't there might be a variation that might not exist. So just because you have rosewater and eucalyptus as an option, maybe the eucalyptus doesn't come in the 100 ml, it only comes in 20 and 15. So what you can do is you can delete that variation because that variation doesn't exist, and it just means then you're not offering something that you can't actually sell. But again, you can give different pricing options. So maybe the eucalyptus, so the smaller ones would be obviously the price that it is, but maybe the larger options are slightly more expensive, and maybe some of them aren't on sale either. So it's up to you basically how you want to price them, and you can give them different dimensions as well. And then once you're done, you just want to click back to save everything, and you can see all the different options here as well. What you want to do then is go into organizations, and then you want to give it its own categories as well. Separating your products into categories just means it makes it so much easier for the user to navigate your store and see all of the products that you actually have. If they know they're coming onto your store for a particular thing, they're likely to stay on your site longer and find that offer more quickly, because they can find the category that it's in as well. And the category then will be added in your store's navigation. So maybe one category might be skincare, and you want to click add. You can add a bunch of different categories in this section as well. You don't have to assign them. So for example, hair care is another category, so I'm going to add that. However, I will just uncheck it from the category boxes so that it's not actually being attached to that category. And then you can add tags. So these are essentially keywords that'll connect related products. So you can have a tag for each product based on like the scent, for what body part it's for maybe, and it just means then when you have other products that have the same tags, they'll show together in the related product section as well. The tags itself won't be shown on the store, but just the products that are tagged with it will be. And then what you can do is set the visibility, so whether or not it's a featured product, you can just set that as well, and you can decide if you want to show similar products on that product page. So what you would do is click on that, and then you can either pick a tag that it's related to, and then it'll show basically products that have that same tag on the product page. And you can decide also if you want people to leave a review on your site or not. Next part then is the marketing, and this is really important. You want to make sure that the product that you have is optimized for search engines, and the only thing you really need to do is make sure that the title and the description is okay. So the title of the page is going to be the title of the product, and then you want to give it maybe the name of your site, and it might be good also to give it the location where you're based at, if you have maybe like a store, or if you know where your target audience is as well. And you also want to give it a description. So the meta description is essentially a description of that particular page of your site. You want to make sure that you're describing that particular page or product, and it lets Google know what that page or product is going to be about, and it also lets users know what that page is going to be about without actually clicking onto your site. And you want to type that in here, and you want to make sure it's within the limit that they give you, and then just click apply. And then once you're done, you just click on save to save your product. It's not published yet, so in order to publish it, what you want to do is click on that and make sure you have it set to publish. So you can see when we click on that, this is what it looks like. We can select the scent, we can select the size. If you remember, we took off one of the sizing for that one, and that's showing up as well, and you can see all of the additional info that says here as well. So if you wanted to publish that on your site, what you want to do is go back into edit and just directly publish it. It just means then if you ever add a product that's not ready to be published yet, instead of waiting for it to be ready then adding all the information, you can just have it ready to go and then publish it when you're actually ready. When you're done, all you want to do now then is make sure everything else is set up in terms of your e-commerce. So you want to make sure that you have all your products set up, but then you also want to make sure then you have your payments and fulfillment set up as well. So the next part then is your payment method, so add a way to get paid. If you click into that, you can see the different payment processes, payment methods that they have. So you can connect to Stripe, so you can let customers pay with all their major credit cards like Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, and things like that. In order to do that, you need to create a Stripe account, which is free to do, and then set up your own Stripe details as well. And then all you need to do is come in here and click on connect, and then it'll ask you to sign into your Stripe account, and then that's your account connected. Same with PayPal, so you can connect PayPal Business to let customers pay with PayPal or even a Venmo account. It's really important that the account that you're using is a PayPal business account and not a personal one. Squarespace won't allow you to connect to a personal site PayPal, but what you want to do then is click on connect, and then it'll ask you to sign in as well. So right now we're in trial mode, so we can't exactly connect it. And you can also use Square. If you don't want to use Stripe, you can also use Square as well. But again, this is for US only. So depending on where you're based, this might not be an option. You can change the store currency here as well. We set it to GBP, but you have a range of different other store options as well you can use. Next thing then you want to make sure is you have the fulfillment set up. So this is essentially shipping options. You want to set, if you want to deliver your products or essentially send out your products for people to receive themselves, then you need to make sure you have a shipping option enabled. So what you want to do is go into shipping and click on add shipping, and you want to add a flat rate. And this is essentially you want to add the name of the option that they have. So this might be, for example, standard shipping. And you can put in brackets 2 to 3 working days to give an idea on when they can get that flat rate. And what you want to do is add a per order fee. So this is the rate, essentially the amount it is for that shipping. And you can also do an additional fee for each physical item in the order. It depends on how you want to price things, but essentially you want to just give a per order fee, and then you click save. And then you want to make sure you add the shipping zone. So this is essentially where you want to ship to, in case you obviously can't ship everywhere. So maybe the standard shipping is only offered for people in the United Kingdom. So you want to make sure that you add the countries that are actually available, that can actually use standard shipping. You can also do it by postcode as well. So you can add different postcodes as well. Instead of adding whole countries, but essentially you just want to make sure you define all of them. And if you want, you can also select rest of the world as an option if you click on the top one, and it'll ask for rest of the world essentially, so you can ship anywhere. So it's up to you how you want to do that, but you want to just add the countries that it's done for, and you click select. You can add more shipping options, so maybe another option might be first class shipping. That might be a bit more expensive, and you want to give again the shipping zones as well. Maybe that's available for United Kingdom and Ireland maybe, and you want to click save. So you can have different shipping options as well. What you can also do is set up pickup options. So if you click on set up pickup options, it means then people can collect their order instead of you shipping them out, and you can do that You can run a completely sort of click and collect business as well if you don't want to have the responsibility of sending out the order. What you would do is you need to just add the pickup information. So pickup option, Belfast shop, and then you want to give all the information, the opening closing times, the address, and then any information that they need to bring whenever they pick up their orders. So maybe it's ID, order name, things like that, and then you want to add all of those and just save your changes. So you have your payment methods and you have your fulfillment. Next thing you want to do then is actually go live. So in order to do that, you need to purchase a plan from Squarespace. So Squarespace they don't have a free version. So unlike Wix, they don't have a free version of the plan, but they still do have really affordable pricing as well for their plan. You can see they have different plans here, starting from 12 to 35. But it's really important to note that if you have a plan, if your site is e-commerce, the personal plan will not work for you at all. You need to pick from the business, basic, or the advanced. You can see this full list of things that you get with your plans, and they also recommend the basic as well. So it's £23 a month. If you pay annually, you save 17%. It's a little bit more expensive if you were to pay monthly, but you would essentially get all of this included in your plan. The advanced one might be better for later in your shop journey. If you're just starting out, it might be good just to have the online presence, but then later on you can set up advanced shipping, you can sell subscriptions, abandoned cart recovery, so sending automatic emails reminding customers who abandoned the checkout process to complete their purchase. So that all comes with the advanced, but if you're just starting out, it might be better just to get the commerce and then just get started getting used to using Squarespace, adding in all your products and things like that. You want to make sure they're all kind of listed here, but then when you're done, you would just going to click on select, and you want to just select a plan, and it'll show you sort of if you've paid annually in total how much you're paying and how much you're saving, things like that, and then just pay for your plan. But once your plan is essentially paid for, then that's you done, and your site is live, and you're ready to kind of start selling, start getting your online presence up, and making sure that you have that online presence there to start selling your site. And then as your site grows and you add more products, then increasing your plan might be an option to get the advanced features that Squarespace has to offer. And that's a wrap for today's video on portfolio websites. I hope you find this exploration of Wix and portfolio websites informative and inspiring. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on all things tech, design, and innovation, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.